Okay, good morning. Well, guess what? It's, I don't know, about 6:30 and I'm waiting for a bus that is going to take us to Abkhazia. So I'm just seeing, make sure I don't miss anything. Abkhazia is about 10 minutes from here. It's a breakaway republic of Georgia, and it's really not recognized by most countries in the world. So pretty much it's a non-country. I have to get a visa at the border. Don't even know if we'll get a visa. You can only go there, there's all these rules, but apparently if you join an official excursion from the Russian side, I can go across for 24 hours. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so first and foremost, we have to exit Russia via the border, and then you obviously enter Abkhazia through their border. So I think that's where the interesting stuff begins. Now you have to have a multi-entry visa into Russia, otherwise you can't exit and leave. So that's also one of the other caveats when you're coming here, and you have to even inquire about the different type of multi-entry visas when you're coming into Russia. So make sure you ask at the embassy if you're going to try this route. Okay, so we passed the border. We went through the Russian customs control, and that was, well, pretty straightforward. I've got a multi-entry visa, and then I think it's because I'm on the tour bus. We got to the Abkhazian border, and then we just drove on through. So there was no stamps, no border control. It might be different on the way back. It might be different for everyone. Maybe it's because I was on a Russian excursion bus. Not entirely sure, but first stop is going to be Stalin's Dacha, because, yeah, he had a few, and they were kind of all over in Abkhazia, and we saw the one in Sochi earlier. Wouldn't you believe it? It's another bright green dacha. So of course here we are at Stalin's Dacha, another bright green building on the cliff of a Black Sea. So it's really kind of great to see the views. Look at the views. This is his bedroom. The pets are really small. Okay, so this is Stalin's garden, and these are the lights. And the reason why the garden lights are so low is so they couldn't be seen from the road. So it'll still light up the garden, but you won't be able to see it from the road. They're kind of funny looking. There you go. Okay, here's a little pathway. It's absolutely beautiful out here. What a view. Abkhazia is stunning. Here's our tour bus, the yellow one. Okay, so that was the dacha, so now we're heading onwards.
И решили в Гагре построить русскую Ниццу, а в Сочи русскую ривьеру. Площадь имени Гагарина с левой стороны, а справа остатки древнего крепостного укрепления, 10 век нашей эры, Гагрипш. Именно здесь, 9 января 1903 года под гром пушек и фейерверк. Остановка на 15 минут. Сейчас 40 минут, в 55 едем дальше.
Beautiful. Let's see. Oh, this is the beach. Oh, nice. Sign me up. Oh my goodness. It's like a vulture and an owl. There you go. So the beach looks pretty empty, but it's midweek and I guess tourist season's kind of over, but that's kind of nice. Okay. This is the pathway to the beach. So Gagra was supposed to be initially like the Russian Nice or the Soviet Nice. And then you had the Riviera, Russian Riviera was meant to be Sochi. Well, obviously things didn't quite go as planned. Man, some of this was so beautiful when it was made. Let's see what's inside. Oh wow. There's architecture. Oh, it's such a shame some of these are just abandoned and kind of left to ruin. They're real architectural works of art. There's got to be a way that eventually somebody will save them. Just such a shame. Almost criminal. Okay, what's this? These are open. Ooh. Ah, ooh. Oh, wow. Once upon a time, let me tell ya. So this would have been a theater. There's the box office. And then, wow, just incredible. Graffiti. It's already all falling apart. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. That looks like that would have been part of a bed. What's this? I think this is another box office kind of theater on this side. Wow. Wow, I'm really excited I got to explore one of the ruins of the old Soviet era. That is just super cool to see, but what a shame. Wow, this has been such a cool experience so far, and I'm only about 2.5 hours in. We've got a long day ahead of us, so glad we get to a lot of standing and then stopping. Starting, stopping, starting, stopping. So at least I get to rest between all the places that we're visiting. It's just so beautiful.
Какому-либо роду. Когда-то здесь проживали феодалы из рода Сочи, немножко досталось. Но, правда, в 2008 году мы ни на один день не прекращали свои экскурсионные поездки. Самый показательный. С левой стороны виноградники. Они молодые, им еще нет 10 лет.
was designed to be the biggest, well, kurort in the Soviet Union by Khrushchev. Now, not that much of it left, but let's go see and explore what's here. We've stopped here for lunch. Okay, definitely has the resort feels. Oh, it's great. Sign me up. We're gonna stand in line to eat. Okay, so I've ordered, you got harcho, which is the usual. And then this is hachapuri, they're called babahazki, and this is asabal. Never had this before, it's a sauce. Well, I just want to try it with my bread. So that is the lunch we're having here in Abkhazia, right on the beach. Absolutely beautiful. Well, as you can see, Abkhazia is totally safe and absolutely beautiful. Great value for money. There are some complications for some to come on a holiday, but wow, like I am definitely wanting to come back here. This place looks incredible. Can't wait to keep exploring it. Okay, so it is a bit of a Soviet time warp, isn't it? Okay, well, what's up here? Let's have a look. Is it a restaurant? Might be. Definitely one without air conditioning if it is. It is about 27 outside, so it's pretty warm. Ooh. So here you go. They sell everything from wine and beer to fish, which Russians eat with beer on the beach. Giant donuts. There you go. Cigarettes. There you go. 250 rubles for a bottle of wine. It's about $4. Coffee. And there you go. Okay, so I'm running out of time, but Pitsunda is definitely a resort town that I want to check out again. This was really kind of cool. Apparently there's some kind of abandoned places around here to explore, but maybe that'll just have to be on another time and another trip. But definitely loved it. It was kind of really great. Gotta go check out the next place now. There you go. We've got homemade Chacha. It's all the flavored homemade, well, it's like a vodka type drink. We've got touristy things. Lots of Chacha and wine. Clothing, I mean, you're in a resort town. Got the water shoes. That's a must when you're here in Abkhazia. Oh, There you go. That's all. Well, juices, cognac, Chacha, spices. They're known for their spices. These spices look great. Our break's almost over. Ready to continue. Our next stop. It goes super fast.
4 корпуса для иностранных гостей.
Okay, we've stopped here for some honey tasting and some Medovuha, which is like a honey kvass type thing. There's our guide waving. And of course, the wine degustation. Got it. Ну давай. Alright, so this is the honey for, well, crazy people, in a better word. It's from the mountains, so it's like a mountain honey. You get it by horse only sometimes. It's so high up. Okay, so here we are. We've just did a honey degustation. Also, you might have seen some of it, but I think the coolest thing in all the honey, well, they have eucalyptus honey. It doesn't quite taste like the Australian eucalyptus honey, which is, I suppose, expected. You have different flora and fauna here. But the best thing was the wild honey. And the wild honey, it's the one that will be like in a tree trunk somewhere. And you have to go and you have to get it, which is actually pretty cool. I've never seen, tasted wild honey like that. So, it's pretty good. I would definitely recommend trying. I guess they're kind of famous for Abkhazian honey. And now they've also got different wines and juices and probably Chacha and what's the other one? Medovuha, which is like that wine class I said earlier. You could try and then you could buy here at, I have no idea where we are, but somewhere deep in Abkhazia. Это медовуха, да? Можно попробовать? Это просто что, как класс, почти с медом. Oh, there you go. All right, so I'm going to try this medovuha. It's kind of like a honey kvass, is what he said. I've never had it before. Oh, it's very refreshing. Oh, that's sweet. It doesn't taste alcoholic, but it's kind of like kvass, maybe just a little bit stronger. It's very fresh. It's totally doesn't really taste like honey. That was actually really interesting. А это что?
Chacha.
Можно попробовать? Okay, so this is Chacha with mint. So I guess that's stronger. It's almost like a liqueur with like a vodka-ish type. Oh, okay. Okay, it's definitely not the medovuha, but you can taste the mint afterwards, which is nice and minty, but initially, that burns. So here you got all the different wines of Abkhazia, I think. They've got the different grapes here that you've just never heard of. Okay, so that one there tasted like Welch's grape juice. Okay, so we've just stopped to a place called the Blue Lake. Now, it's not very big, but apparently it's about 50 meters deep, and the colors change from different blues, and it's apparently quite impressive. So let's go check out the Blue Lake. Don't get run over. And that's right, it's not very big. Oh wow, look at the colors. Oh, peacocks. Of course there's peacocks here. 100 rubles for a photo. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wash your hands and face. Some people drink it, but we've been recommended not to drink it. So let's go. Oh, it's freezing cold. That'll wake you up. That's beautiful. I think the world's smallest lake, probably the world's smallest and deepest lake. What are they selling here? An amphora. Okay, so this is it. You can have beautiful fresh water.
И поэтому всегда малюсенького дождичка достаточно для... Начинаем. Мы заезжаем в Югшарский каменный мешок. Под ногами 400 метров над уровнем моря, над головой с обеих сторон.
Okay, so here we are at Lake Ritsa in Abkhazia. So, wouldn't you know, Stalin has another dacha. It's just on that side there, where all those little white, there's a white pier there. And you can see this lake water is very clean and clear. And we're surrounded by these really huge mountains. Everywhere you look around you, you're surrounded by these huge and tall mountains. They're pretty impressive when you look at it, when you keep in view that it can get up to minus 15 in the winter up here, so it can even snow quite a bit. So I think the big claim to fame here is when you come up here, you want to go on these little paddle boats that you can kind of rent for a while. So it's really just beautiful. The ride up here is pretty windy and scary at times, but absolutely worth it. Oh, shashlik. Shashlik cooked over real wood coals. Oh, wow.
Чаек, кофеек, ребят, самые доступные цены, не проходите мимо.
So just to remember, if you are going to be going on one of these boat rides, you need two people. So it requires two to paddle. You won't be able to do it with just a single paddle. So unfortunately, no paddling on the lake for me here in Lake Ritsa. But that's okay, that just means I won't miss my bus. And they're pretty strict on that. They just drive away, so don't be late.
Для вас народный фольклорный ансамбль Уда-Уда и заслуженный артист Республики Абхазия Герман Хаши. Браво!
Okay, so this is a national artist of Abkhazia. He's singing here kind of spontaneously in the lake. Lots of people are clapping and we're watching it, so it's kind of cool to see this.
Hey!
Oh, that was really cool. So it looks like they were just hanging out, having some drinks, dressed up in the national costume, singing, hanging out with friends at Lake Ritsa. I mean, look at this view. It's absolutely stunning, these mountains and the lakes. This is absolutely incredible. You hear how beautiful the country is, but I don't think I was quite prepared for the beauty that I'm seeing here in Abkhazia. This is stunning. Too bad I'm only here for a short time. I could be here all day long. Okay, so this is the Lykhny Church. This was built in the 10th century, so this has had 1,000 years of uninterrupted service. The roof leaks, and it's old. The artwork inside is from the 14th century. It hasn't been restored. This is about as authentic Abkhazian, full stop. That's all you can get. This is everyone. This is like the center of the heartbeat of the Abkhazian people with regards to their faith. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out. Now, because my knees are showing, because my shorts don't cover my knees, I'm gonna have to wear one of those aprons that looks like a skirt, because those are the rules of the Orthodox Church. You just can't walk in without having proper attire. Okay, so I've got my apron on, and now I'm good to go inside. Okay, so when I said the roof was leaking, this is just a temporary structure to kind of stop the leaks from coming in and damaging, but the inside is incredible. I can't believe some of those artworks. There's even tapestries there that are just kind of like hanging, that are so old. Honestly, this is just an incredible experience in a place to have a look. Really enjoyed that. Now, apparently this is the ruins of a count's house that was built here. Let's see if there's more information. Here you go. Kняжеский дворец. I wonder what this would have looked like back then. Wow, let's go have a look. I love that we can just walk in and it's not closed. Solidly built. Oh wow, okay. Well, you know, it's a palace. Let's see. Oh. It would be multiple rooms. And this would have been built right beside the church. Okay, it's going to be time to grab a bite to eat. We're getting closer to the new Athos Monastery. We've been driving for a good hour and a half, I want to say, but it's time for a rest break. Okay, so I was told to try the mamaliga, like the national dish of Abkhazia. So it's like a cornmeal bread with cheese, and then you dip it in this bean. I haven't tried it yet. And then you also eat some of the famous Abkhazian purple cabbage, which is flavored with spices and beets. So I'm gonna give this a try. That's the cheese. That's the mamaliga, I guess, and that's the bean. And then this stuff is super. Stay tuned for a recipe for this. It is so good. This is a hit. I'm loving it. Eat this with your hands. I think I got an extra piece of cheese because I'm from Australia. So I am grateful for that. Thank you, kind kitchen ladies. With the cheese. It's really good. So the mamaliga is quite bland. It's like a bread. And the flavor comes either from the saltiness of the cheese when you dip it in to the bean, but also when you finish it off with this, the kapusta. It's perfect. Now, our guide said that people have land here for generations, and the reason why is they bury their loved ones when they die in the land, so you're never going to sell the land, and why would you buy someone else's land that has some strangers buried on it? So you kind of have this land intergenerationally. It becomes your land, which is, I thought, kind of a cool idea, but obviously they're not living in little apartments. They all have bigger blocks of land, and you know, a hectare is even better. Okay, so onwards to New Athos Monastery now. Okay, so now we're catching this, well, we're gonna call it a bus, and that's gonna take us to the top, up there to where the monastery is, because we're not gonna walk. So it's gonna cost 100 rubles to go on this really open air bus all the way to the top. Okay, we're going. We're getting closer. Wow, look at the view. I feel like the Beverly Hillbillies coming up in this truck to the monastery. Well, we're here. Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay, I've lost my tour guides. I better go get them. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. So this has got an interesting history. It was obviously the original Athos is in Greece, where there's quite a few monasteries, including a Russian Orthodox one. But they asked the Tsar if they could build one here closer on the Black Sea. So he obliged, and then it kind of grew and grew, turned into this. Then the communists came over and they closed it all down. And then now it's kind of slowly being redone. But here you go. It's quite incredible to look at. Oh, wow. Again, I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't think I was expecting this. Let's go to the other side. Wow, that was really nice. Slowly some restoration is happening, but here's a fun fact. You can film inside the church, the walls, everything you can see, but you can't take a selfie inside because you can't see yourself. So that's just the rule here. So you can film it, but there's no selfies allowed inside the church, which was the first time I've heard that, but I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so the views outside here are incredible. Honestly, it makes you think you are in Greece. This is truly a new Athos. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we're gonna have to walk down to catch where the bus is. And where we're gonna be walking is called the best way I could translate it is Alley of Sinners. And so you walk down. You could walk up that way too, but that's really hard. That's why we took the funny Jeep bus looking thing, because it was faster. But we're gonna walk down the Alley of Sinners. Wow, that's incredible. Eucalyptus.
Да, вот сейчас начну целоваться. Мужчина, вы первый.
Those look like mushrooms. Certainly they can't be mushroom chinchilla. Abkhazia chai. There's Abkhazia chai again. So I guess that was the Alley of Sinners. Kind of walking past the marketplace where they sell things too. Lots of spices and stuff. Now we're off to the cave. One of the, gotta find out for sure, biggest, deepest caves in the world? Something like that. Huh, so deep we take a train inside. Oh, I'll find out more in a minute. Wow, look at that. That's where we were. Now we're here. I forget, you have to pay for your phone. So if you want to film or bring your phone in the cave, you have to pay an extra 100 rubles, I think. Bring cash. So not the deepest cave in the world, but one of the top 10, I don't know how to describe it, most cavernous, big? I don't know, we're taking a train into it, so that's pretty cool. We've never taken a train into a cave, so there you go, I've got my ticket ready. Yeah, this will do. Буду заснимать. Wow. It is. It's 26 degrees outside and it's about 14 in here, so everyone's grabbed their jumpers and their sweatshirts. So it's kind of cold. Looks like a monster.
Тысяч квадратных метров. Ее длина 3,5 километра. Но мы прошли только 1,5 и осмотрели 6 залов. На этом наше с вами путешествие по подземному миру заканчивается.
Well, that concludes the cave journey. 1.5 kilometers underground. It's actually a much larger system. That's all that we got to see. That we rode a train into the cave, which is pretty cool. Probably a one-off. I wonder if that's the only train that goes into a cave in the world. If you know, please let me know in the comments. but I love all the Soviet art that's here. Definitely a lot more Ladas here. I just saw a Lada taxi, like 1982 Russia, Soviet Union. And the toilets, well, you know, just as you kind of would expect. So this is it. This is the last. It's a wine, cheese, and meat tasting. Let's see what this is like.
Там указана цена этого вина. Также обращайте внимание на наши полки. По всему залу по полкам расставлены глиняные кувшины. Они пока что пустые. Вино называется Shato Bambora. За столом можно выпить смело 15-20 стаканов такого вина. Все хорошо в организме усваивается, голова не болит. Ноги всего лишь не ходят, ноги отдыхают. Сегодня очень, можно сказать, праздничных дней в Абхазии, да. Через пару дней, именно 30 сентября, мы празднуем День Победы. Все вы знаете, за какую победу я говорю. Сегодня день освобождения города Сухум. 407 дней наша столица была в руках, в руках грузин. Именно сегодня, в этот день, этот город был разбит. Давайте выпьем за мир во всем мире, чтобы не было войны, чтобы все это прекратилось, чтобы люди жили попроще, не делили эту землю, не смотрели на эти деньги. К сожалению, с нами никто не хочет считаться, поэтому получается это.
Мы же здесь.
И мы здесь. Да. За мир во всем мире.
Okay, so what makes the wineries different here is that they just pour out of the barrel in the wall into like a plastic bottle for you. Here you go, here's the liter, they sell it by the liter, you taste it, they fill it, you go. But if you want to also get the fancy bottles here, these are clay bottles, you could bury them and they can hold indefinitely. So these are like gifts that you would give for weddings, things like that. So it's kind of a whole different type of wine culture than what we would kind of have out west. Okay, look at that. This is all handmade. All these jugs are made by hand. So they cost a little more, but what a great gift. Something fancy. There you go. They fill it for you and they'll bottle it for you, cork it, seal it. It's good to go. Okay, so now we get to try some cheese. Okay, so now I'm back to where we started. It's been a really long day and I'm pretty tired, but it was absolutely worth it. Now, if you want travel advice on how to go to Abkhazia, don't ask me. Check the websites, ask the embassy, ask lots of questions. My experience was very smooth and easy. I came from the Russian side and I had a multi-entry visa, not a double entry. Excuse me, that worked for me. Might be different for you, so just do lots of inquiries. But is it worth going there? Absolutely. Did I feel safe? Absolutely. I was part of an excursion which made it all very easy, but it was the people. I met the most incredible people. They were so warm, they were open, they were friendly. That's what made Abkhazia incredible. It was the people. So if you ever want to go somewhere where you'll fall in love with the people, try going to Abkhazia. Definitely worth checking out.
С праздником, с Днем Победы!